The Sandman's getting a second season, and if you haven't watched it before, also watch this video because I'm going to talk about the first season for a second. The first season focuses on a dude named Dream, and he controls this dream world, but he's trapped in the real world. Now, none of these are spoilers. You find this out pretty quick. His world's having problems because he hasn't visited in a long time, and time moves differently. So these kind of people like Dream are deities or gods. The way the whole show is set up is these are kind of personifications of ideas. I thought that the show was absolutely amazing. It has some of the most breathtaking visuals that I've seen in a series. And, you know, that's saying a lot because I think a lot of us are like, you know, CGI, like take it or leave it, but it feels very Alice in Wonderland. Like, I feel like that's what they're going for, especially with the main guy who wrote this is the same guy who did Coraline, same guy who did Mirror Mask, which I also made a video on. At the end of the day, this guy has a particular writing style that does involve exploring worlds and ideas that are outside the comfort zone and kind of like hearkening back to that Alice in Wonderland feel. Now, say what you want about the ideology that is put in the show. I think anyone can watch it and get something out of it. Some people are honestly on the edge of like, well, if there's a gay character in it, I'm not watching it. And I totally get where you're coming from, but I think this show is so worth the watch regardless of your personal beliefs. Absolutely. Because the way that it frames it and that the stories that are told and the environments they explore, it's just such a beautiful world. And it has nothing to do with politics or any of that. It focuses solely on the world crafting, the world building, and the things that we get to see and feel. And I honestly feel like you're very lucky if you've never heard of it because you get to watch the first season and immediately get to see the second season. Because here's what I'll say for those who came for the second season part. It's coming, and it's coming soon. And the best thing is that we didn't think it was. Honestly, when Sandman officially came out, I was hooked. I was like, dude, this is crazy. This was on the levels of like Dark or like other shows I watched that had like these amazing, like fantastic plots to them. The second season was not a guaranteed thing. Okay. I think for a lot of us, people didn't feel like it was going to happen because the initial splash that the first season made was not as big as it was supposed to be, in my opinion. I thought this show would like make a lot more waves than it did, but it just didn't. I don't know if it just didn't hit the mark with people or whatever, but I don't think that the second season for us was guaranteed. You have to understand something. This first season came out in 2022. We hadn't really heard anything until very recently. And now that the second season is 100% guaranteed, I'm ecstatic because we get more of this world building. We get to look at these places and explore these places even more and drive that story along. Because I'm sorry, but I want to see more of the dark, creepy places in this world. And that's honestly in the second season what we're going to get to explore more of, in my personal opinion. But some of the stuff that you see in the first season is so graphic and so wild of ideas. It is very hard to watch. There's a particular scene with a woman where she gets trapped in the dream world. And, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but I will say this. It is so hard to watch without getting a little bit emotional. But I don't know. All the actors do so good. All the acting in this entire thing is beautiful. I think if you haven't seen it, give it a shot. It's on Netflix. It is 100% worth the watch. The only caveat, the only thing I can say against it is very artsy. It is kind of artsy, and the storyline demands that you watch it maybe twice. At least twice, because some of the twists and some of the turns and some of the stuff that they talk about isn't like right there in your face. You know, it is kind of subtle, and then you have to go back and go, oh shit, right. So tell me what you guys think. If you've seen it, let me know, and let others know that you loved it and you wanted to watch. Like, they should watch it because it was amazing. Hopefully we get we'll see how the second season goes, but hopefully we get a third.